Greetings, everybody. This is Cherise from Sher from 2000. Welcome back to another video, and in this video, I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on Disney's Aladdin in honor of its 30th anniversary. Aladdin is an animated movie that was released on November 11th, 1992. It was directed by Ron Clements and John Musker. They're like Disney legends. It stars Scott Wiener as Aladdin. Aladdin's singing voice is Brad Kane. Linda Larkin as Princess Jasmine. Her singing voice is portrayed by Broadway veteran Lea Salonga. Douglas Seal as the Sultan. Jonathan Freeman as the Wicked Jafar. Frank Welker as Abu, Aladdin's pet monkey. Gilbert Gottfried as Iago, basically Jafar's evil parrot sidekick. And Robin Williams as the genie. I mean, he's totally legendary. Also, some notable voice actors are in this movie, like Jim Cummings, he's the captain of the guards. Charlie Adler, he was the thief Gazim. Corey Burton as Prince Achman, you know, the prince with two rear ends. And Frank Welker has more voices. He does Raja, Jasmine's pet tiger, and The Cave of Wonders. Lyrics were written by legendary Howard Ashman, and music was written by Alan Menken. Again, both of them are legendary. Both of them are Disney veterans. May Howard Ashman rest in peace. Aladdin won Best Original Score and Original Song at the Academy Awards. A Whole New World won a Grammy Award for Song of the Year, and it was performed by P.B. Bryson, and Regina Belle. They basically sing the end credits version. So, the movie takes place in the Kingdom of Agrabah with a narrator who is also voiced by Robin Williams, and I'm pretty sure he's the genie, but then again, I think that theory's been going around for like years or so. The narrator tells a story about this troublesome poor boy named Aladdin. He's a common thief. He gets into trouble all the time with his pet monkey Abu. He basically embarks on a journey to the Cave of Wonders, and he finds a lamp, and he gets 3 wishes from the genie. The villain of the story, Jafar, he wants that lamp because he wants the wish to take over Agrabah as the new sultan. He also wants to marry Princess Jasmine. And speaking of Princess Jasmine, she has to be married in 3 days according to the law because she's forced to marry. Alright, everybody, it's time for me to share my thoughts. Okay, so I love this movie. Out of all the Renaissance movies, like from like the late 80s to like the late 90s, this is obviously my favorite, just strictly because of nostalgic purposes. I actually dressed up as Jasmine when I was about 4 or 5. And speaking of which, I actually have a Jasmine doll. Do we look alike? I also have like a little tiny Jasmine right here, but I think I look really... Don't we look alike? It looks really cool. I remember when I went to Disneyland for the first time, I went to California Adventures to the Hyperion Theater, and we saw, my parents and I saw Aladdin, you know, before Frozen took over. So I was lucky enough to see Aladdin at the Hyperion Theater. I still would love to see Aladdin on Broadway. That's one of my top Broadway shows that I would really love to see besides Wicked and Six. You know, Jasmine was actually my favorite Disney princess for the longest time. And there's just something special about her. She is the very first Disney princess to be non-white. And I think that really, you know, helped a lot of people look up to her. She's very stubborn, but she has a kind, caring heart. She really cares about her kingdom and her father and everyone that she meets. I know the Middle Eastern culture is a bit hit and miss in this movie. Sometimes it's represented well, and other times it's very questionable, but I still love the representation regardless. I did talk about Jafar in my top 10 favorite male Disney villains. I believe he was number 3, and just like what I said in that video, Jafar is a fun villain. He's very slimy, he's very cunning, very slide like a snake, which is very, very ironic, seeing how he has a snake staff and then he transforms into a snake near the end of the movie. So again, oh, the irony. That's very ironic. Aladdin is a great protagonist. You know, we want to root for him. He's a poor boy, he's a common thief, he has to steal food to survive, even though obviously what he's doing is wrong. He is, as the movie calls him, the diamond in the rough, because he actually really does care, okay? He may be stealing stuff, you know, for the wrong reasons, but he really does care about others. Especially his relationship with the other characters like Jasmine and the genie and Abu. I think Abu is a really cute little monkey, very troublesome, just like Aladdin. Okay, so Gilbert Gottfried, he just recently passed away this year, but he is so hilarious as Iago. I think Iago is probably one of the best Disney villain sidekicks of all time. Like, he and Jafar, they both work well together. They just have this great chemistry. They think alike. It's just really funny. I just love the interactions he has with the other characters. And like I said, Gilbert Gottfried definitely does a fabulous performance as Iago. We gotta talk about Robin Williams, because Robin Williams as a genie, again, probably one of the most iconic roles that he has ever done during his time. And he definitely set the bar for celebrities in animated movies. Like, we had James Woods as Hades, Idina Menzel as Elsa, Mike Myers as Shrek, Tim Allen as Buzz Lightyear, so on and so forth. So yeah, I think we really have to thank Robin Williams for putting like celebrities and voices in animated movies. I also love the message of the movie, basically to be yourself, tell the truth, and most importantly, be careful what you wish for, because everything is not what it seems, and all magic comes with a price. Like, even the genie, he said in the movie that he has limitations. He can't bring anyone back from the dead, he can't kill anybody, and he can't make anyone fall in love. So that kind of has Aladdin has to basically work on that and basically just be himself towards Jasmine. He fell in love with Jasmine, you know, like love at first sight. He loves her personality. He loves her charisma. And if he wants to win her over, he just needs to be himself, be his street rat, and use his street skills, smart street skills, I guess, to win her over. Because, you know, love is complicated. It doesn't work for everybody. Sometimes you just have to find the right niche to connect with someone. But if someone actually really loves you, you just have to be yourself. Being yourself is okay. The person wouldn't like you if you weren't yourself. And again, be careful what you wish for, especially with like between Aladdin and Jafar. Both of them want something, like they're very ambitious of what they want. Obviously, they both have different intentions. Aladdin for, I guess, good, and obviously Jafar for bad. He wants to take over. But later on, Aladdin actually promises Genie that he would free him after he makes his first two wishes, but then he kind of goes back on his promises and basically breaks the Genie's heart because he made that promise. But Aladdin is becoming more selfish. He's so concerned about keeping up with this prince identity to impress Jasmine that he kind of forgets about who he is. He's basically kind of like in the limelight. You know how some people, they go into the limelight, they become famous, but before they were famous, they were like a completely different person. And I think that's what Aladdin does here. He was a street rat. He you know, he obviously was a little bit mischievous, but he was caring. But since he became the prince, he became like this completely different person that just basically thinks about himself, which is very ironic because the other side of that coin would be Jafar. Jafar is very ambitious, like I said, very cunning, very sneaky, very malicious. He will do whatever he wants and do whatever he takes to take over Agrabah and become Sultan. And basically he wishes to become Sultan, become the most powerful sorcerer. He basically wants power. Jafar's main motive is to have power, but with great power comes great responsibility. And like what the genie says, when the genie, he's basically a prisoner because he wished for cosmic power, all this power, but now he's basically a slave to the lamp and, great cosmic power in a little bitty space. And that's what happens with Jafar. He wishes to be the most powerful genie at the end. And what happens? He's basically a slave now to the lamp until someone finds him and makes wishes. So again, great cosmic power. Itty bitty living space. Carpet. Carpet. I love Carpet. It's amazing how these animators were able to animate an object that doesn't do much. It just lays there and it becomes human. It becomes like a personification. That's the word I'm looking for. Personification. It's personified as a person. Like, it doesn't need a face, but you can definitely tell how Carpet is feeling. Like when he first meets Aladdin, he's a little bit shy, and then when Abu tells him to go away, he's very sad, he's very hurt. But Aladdin wants Carpet to help him, and he's actually very excited. He's very expressive, and he's very supportive with Aladdin and all the other characters. He's also very helpful, and like I said, I just think it's a really amazing how the animes were able to give Carpet human expressions, like human abilities, despite being a carpet. Of course, we can't talk about Aladdin without mentioning the songs. Again, I Love You, Howard Ashman, Alan Menken, you guys did fabulous with the songs, from Arabian Night, One Jump Ahead, Friend Like Me, Prince Ali, the Prince Ali reprise, which I think Jonathan Freeman does a fabulous performance singing the Prince Ali reprise as Jafar, and of course, the iconic A Whole New World. A Whole New World is probably one of my favorite Disney love songs. It's just so magical. There's just something magical about the song. I mean, you're basically taking like a magic carpet ride, and I can show you the world shining, shimmering, splendid. A whole new world, a dazzling place I never knew, but when I'm way up here, it's crystal clear. Like, the lyrics are so beautiful, and I've always wanted to learn how to play A Whole New World on my keyboard or on my lap harp. It was like the mid 90s, I believe. So the first one was Return of Jafar. Basically, it's in the title. Jafar returns to plot his revenge against Aladdin and the others. He's a genie now, so I think it's been like a hot second since I've watched Return of Jafar. It's just not one of my favorite direct-to-DVD Disney sequels, and we all know that the direct-to-DVD Disney sequels have a reputation of mostly being lackluster and boring, mediocre, or just plain bad. Yeah, but Return of Jafar was a very weak film, but I actually did quite enjoy Jafar's villain song, You're Only Second Rate. I think that's the only thing I remember from that movie, that in Iago is reformed now. I think he has his own song, and he basically sacrifices himself to kill Jafar in a very brutal death, if I put it that way. Also, this was when Robin Williams decided that he didn't want to be the genie anymore. I think it had to do something with him and Disney over merchandise. I know there's probably videos about that feud between Williams and Disney that you can go search up. We also had the Aladdin animated TV series in the not the late 90s, but the mid 90s. And I love watching that as a kid. I still remember when I had some of the Disney Princess DVDs, and they had some of the Aladdin episodes from the TV series. I just love watching that. I really, really, really hope Disney Plus puts the Aladdin animated series on Disney Plus. We have Hercules, we have 101 Dalmatians. I don't know if we have Timon and Pumbaa. I know we have Tangled the series, but bring back Aladdin, the animated TV series, because it's so good. I would love to rewatch all the episodes again. I forgot to mention one thing. Robin Williams was not in the animated the TV series. That was actually Homer Simpson's Dan Castellaneta. I think that's what his name is. He is doing the genie, and he does like comedic things, just like what Robin Williams did in the movie. But Robin Williams does come back for the third Aladdin movie, Aladdin and the King of Thieves. Now, personally, I actually think King of Thieves is it's better than Return of Jafar. That's just my opinion. I love how we find out who Aladdin's father is. He's the king of the 40 thieves, and we get Saluk. He's the brand new villain. Again, it's been a very hot second since I've watched King of Thieves, but I remember that Aladdin and Jasmine, they both get married. They get married in this one, so that's great. And it's nice to hear Robin Williams again as the genie. And then also, we gotta talk about briefly, the Aladdin live action movie. So I'm gonna be honest. The live action movies are basically hit and miss. I know majority of us do not like the live action Disney movies, and you just prefer watching the original animated classics. I have a soft spot. I don't like every single live action Disney movie, reboot, remake, whatever. But I actually have a soft spot for the Aladdin live action. I like Naomi Scott as Jasmine, and I love her song Speechless. Will Smith is fine as the genie. He's decent. Obviously, he's not going to be Robin Williams, but I think he does a decent performance. And the cinematography is actually not that bad. Everything else is mediocre, especially the dude that plays Jafar. So, I briefly touched on those subjects. Okay, guys, those were my thoughts on Aladdin. Again, it's my personal favorite Disney movie. It's my favorite Disney movie in the Renaissance. I love all the characters. I love all the songs. I love the animation. It is gorgeous. And I hope we get some more Aladdin stuff in the future. I think there's supposed to be a second live action Aladdin movie coming out, but I hope we return back to the 2D animation. Maybe do something with the Disney princesses. Last thing I saw with Jasmine was with Wreck-It Ralph 2, and again, I want Linda Larkin to come back as Jasmine. It's just a magical movie. It's a diamond in the rough. Please follow me on Facebook, Twitter, my second YouTube channel, and as of right now, I actually have created a new account. I now have Instagram, and you can follow me there. It's the same title as my YouTube channel, at least the first YouTube channel, Sher from 2000. Just make sure you put the underscores between my name from and 2000. I will see you guys in the future. And one more thing, this video was dedicated for Robin Williams and Gilbert Gottfried. May they rest in peace. Thank you for bringing Genie and Iago to life. You guys will truly be missed, and you guys are our Arabian Nights. See you in the future.